In this video, I'm going to talk about my GoPro Hero 9 versus a Suflora action camera SF530 that I bought off Amazon. It cost about €70, and I thought that was worth a comparison because the GoPro, even the Hero 9, is still available for between 2 and €300, so it's still a worthwhile comparison. I know GoPro has reached number 12 at the moment, but I was wondering, for a second camera, what did I need? When I use either of the cameras, I always have them in a case. I know the GoPro as standard is waterproof, but I didn't like the way the door opened. It was always more difficult. So I bought this plastic cage for it from Amazon to to help with the protection of the camera, and also the door is much easier to open. While the little Sephora isn't waterproof, so you always need to have it in its waterproof case. Well, that's unless you live in a sunny part of the world, but in Ireland we get lots of rain. Because this video is really about motorcycling and videoing with your action cameras, I'm going to also talk about where the cameras are mounted and how that affects the image. Not to bore you in this video, I'm going to make a separate video covering the remotes. The video on the left is shot with the Suflora, and the one on the right is the GoPro. It's difficult as Ireland has changeable weather every single day. These were shot one day after the other, but they could have been shot 1 hour after the other. For this is Ireland, the weather keeps changing. But you can see that some of the detail is lost on the Suflora. The image itself is quite good, but the quality of the colour and the quality of the detail is not quite as good. But it's more difficult to see on a video than it would be if you were actually seeing them separate. You couldn't really see the difference. But, there is. And here's a still grabbed from the video, and you can see this first one is a Suflora, and I'm going to show you immediately after the same image section from the GoPro. And if you look closely, you can see there's much more detail on the road surface as well as in the foliage at the side. The GoPro lens wins out. But you have to bear in mind, it is 4 times the price, if not more. If you viewed them in isolation, you wouldn't really notice much of a difference. But the fact is that the GoPro has a better lens. Even though both these are shot at the same resolution, it looks as if the GoPro is higher resolution, but I put this down to the lens. Both were set at exactly the same settings. Next, I'm going to look at where you mount it, and it's a good test of the stabilization on the bike. Because of the front brake reservoir, I had to put an extension in, which meant that this vibrated more than normal, so it was a very good test of the stabilization on both cameras, and here are the results. On looking at the recording of both cameras, you can see that the Sephora actually seems to do an almost slightly better job, although the GoPro isn't doing a bad job either. So it's kind of a draw really, with maybe the cheaper camera actually doing that fraction of it better. In this section, I'm using the GoPro handlebar mount, which is actually more secure than the one that came with the Sephora. And with both cameras, it's very good. You can just see there's a little bit more overexposure on the Sephora, but very good for both cameras. So in this case, the GoPro handlebar mount wins out, whichever camera you want to use. And now a look at the GoPro chest mount and how it performs. At the time of videoing, this cost €39.99. The GoPro chest mount works to some degree, but only in this case because the GoPro was in my cage that raises the camera up. Unless your motorcycle is a very upright sitting position, I found that in some cases you end up filming your clocks, or when I was on my Ducati I end up filming the tank. So it kind of fails to a great degree. But the big surprise to me, which turned out by far the best, was from AliExpress, which was their quick release backpack shoulder strap mount that simply just velcros around the strap of any rucksack, and I found it by far the best. And I recommend it. Okay, the conclusion is that the GoPro has a better lens, so therefore it takes a better image. But if you took them in isolation, they're both very good. And remember, the GoPro is 4 times the price of the other camera. So if you're not shooting a lot, is it worth spending that extra money? But I would recommend the little shoulder strap for the rucksack one, because that is by far a superior way of holding the camera, and very easy. You just take your rucksack off, you can put it away, you've got your rucksack to put your camera in. I give that my total recommendation. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon. So thanks very much for watching this, and remember to like, comment, and if you could, subscribe, because it really helps me. Thank you very much indeed. Bye now. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you.